Nitin Arshima Prabhu, I gave you co-host. Are you joining from laptop?
Yes, Mataji.
Can you start sharing and start reciting the verses that we already did, Prabhuji, if you don't mind?
Fine, Mataji. Which slokas, Mataji?
Whichever we covered, you know, right? We have that important document also that Sukha Sagari Mataji has shared in the group, right?
PDF, this important slokas.
Yes, PDF, which has important verses. Yes, yes.
Okay, Mataji.
On 20 prayers, anything that you would like to. You just start reciting and I will send the link. Devotees will join in. I don't know, Sukha Sagari Mataji is stuck in some traffic, I think, somewhere. She's coming.
Fine. Okay, Mataji. Thank you. Yeah. Fine. Right. I'll do that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Ajay Prabhu, you can see the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji, we can see.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you. So till Mataji comes, we will do the invocation mantras. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayati Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanyeshwaram Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yuttapadakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Cham Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Namaum Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Namaum Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namane. Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Sukha Sagari Mataji is on the call, so she will take over from you.
Yeah.
Is that okay, Prabhuji? And thank you so much for doing the prayers and being ready for doing this, Prabhuji. Very grateful to you.
Thank you, Mataji. Mataji, should I continue still? Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, it's up to Sukha Sagari Mataji if you want to continue. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I was filling the gap as Mataji told Mataji.
Yeah. Let me just quickly sign in, Prabhuji, because then Vinita will have to leave. So
no problem, Mataji. You don't have to sign in. I will give you co-host here only.
Oh, okay.
No problem. Okay. Now don't need to change anything. You can end the call even being like this.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Okay, Mataji. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Leaving the call, Mataji here. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Vinita. Hare Krishna. Yeah, I'll quickly share my screen if that's okay.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Yeah. Oh, just give me 1 second, please. Sorry about this. I just got caught up somewhere.
Fine.
Oh. One second. Okay, call you later. I'm in a class now, sweetheart. Hi, boy. Yeah, I wasn't able to actually make those slides today. I apologize for that. But we can perhaps do it from Vedabase directly. Can you all see my screen, please?
Yes, Mataji.
Sure. So, like I was mentioning in the previous class, the last class, so these are, this is from the 9th chapter of the second canto. And let's scroll up to the title of the chapter. Sorry, I don't need to make you dizzy. Yeah, answers by citing the Lord's version. So in this, the 33, 34, 35, 36 are actually the key verses, like which are considered the Chatushloki of Srimad Bhagavatam. And those are the verses which we are planning to do today. And so it starts from here, the 33rd verse. So if there are any volunteers, you can recite after me, please. Who would like to follow?
If no one is there, I will follow Mataji.
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you. Aham
Aham
evasam
evasam
evagre
evagre
nanyad
nanyam
yat
yad
sadasat
sadasad
param
param
paschad aham
paschad aham
yad etacha
yad etacha
yo vashishyeta
yo vashishyeta
sosmyaham.
sosmyaham.
We can do line by line. Ahamevasam
Aham evasam evagre
nanyad yat sadasat param
nanyad yat sad asad param
nanyad yat sadasat param
nayad yat sad asad param
nanyad yat sadasat param
nayad sad asad nayad yat sad asad param
paschadaham yadetacha
paschat aham yad etascha
paschadaham yadetacha
paschat aham yad etascha
yo vashishyeta sosmyaham.
yo vashishyeta so asmyaham.
Ahamevasam
Aham evasam evagre
nanyad yat sadasat param
nanyad yat sad asad param
paschadaham yadetacha
paschat aham yad etascha
yo vashishyeta sosmyaham.
yo vashishyeta so asmyaham.
Ahamevasam
Aham evasam evagre
nanyad yat sadasat param
nanyad yat sad asad param
paschadaham yadetacha
paschat aham yad etascha
yo vashishyeta sosmyaham.
yo vashishyeta so asmyaham.
Anybody would like to recite this verse, please?
Yeah, Mataji.
Yeah, please, Mata.
Thank you, Mataji. Ahamevasam evagre nanyad sat asat param paschadaham yadetacha yo avashishyeta so asmyam.
Yeah, very nice, Mata. Anybody recognize any words here which are familiar to you? Aham.
Aham is the Supreme Lord himself, Mataji.
Yeah, it's referring to I or aham there. Yeah, so it's referring to Lord Krishna who is reciting this to Lord Brahma. So aham evasam evagre. Eva, like, what is it? Eva, Eva.
Eva means only Mataji.
Yeah. So he was there. Aham evasam evagre, before everybody. Nanyad yatsad asat param.
Like
Anybody?
in Hare Nam, Eva Kevalam. Eva, that
Mhm.
A also is the same thing, Mataji. Eva.
Yeah, it is the same problem. It's very similar to the what's it? The Ishopanishad verse, like Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna
Yeah.
Deva Vashishyate. So it is the same kind of meaning in this verse. Paschadaham Nanyad Yatsad Asat Param. So nobody is greater. And then Paschad Aham Yadetacha Yo Vashishyate Sosmyam. Even and beyond him also, it's him only. So it's just like the key verses how we find even in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Sarvasva Prabhavo Mata Sarvam Pravartate. The same kind of, all these verses are establishing the supreme position of the Lord. So first, it is establishing the supreme position of the Lord, the first verse. So we will try to go into the synonyms and the meaning. So any volunteers who would like to read?
Mataji.
Yeah, please go ahead, Prabhu. Your voice is a little low, though.
Just a second. It's better now.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Aham, I, the personality of Godhead. Eva, certainly. Asam, existed. Eva, only. Agre, before the creation. Na, never. Anyat, anything else. Yat, all those. Sat, the effect. Asat, the cause. Param, the supreme. Paschat, at the end. Aham, I, personality of Godhead. Yat, all this. Etat, creation. Cha, also. Yaha, everything. Avashishyat, remains. Saha, that. Asmi, I am. Aham, I, the personality of Godhead. Translation also, Mataji.
Yes, please, Prabhu.
Brahma, it is I, the personality of Godhead, who was existing before the creation when there was nothing but myself, nor was there material nature. The cause of this creation, that which you see now, is also I, the personality of Godhead. And after annihilation, what remains will also be I, the personality of Godhead. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. So this is like the first verse of the Chatushloki, very similar in vein, to the Chatushloki of the Bhagavad Gita, like that, where it is establishing who the Supreme Personality of Godhead is, and how he is the original person who was there when nothing else existed, and all those points are mentioned here. Brahma, it is I, the personality of Godhead, who was existing before the creation when there was nothing but myself. Nor was there the material nature, the cause of this creation. That which you see now is also I, the personality of Godhead, and after annihilation, what remains will also be I, the personality of Godhead. So these material worlds, which come into being, they span 1,000 Mahayugas, so they keep going and coming, like this material world creation keeps happening over and over again, like that. So, but the Lord, he remains constant. That's what he's trying to say here. Any questions, or we can move on to the next verse? Yeah, I like if anybody would like to volunteer to recite after me, please. Okay, let me just recite. Trite artham yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani. Okay, somebody raised their hand. Anjaneya, you're back after a long time. Welcome. Would you like to recite after me?
Okay.
Okay. That's like a very kind of what do I say? Tired okay there. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Rite
Rite.
Artham.
Artham.
Yat.
Yat.
Pratiyeta.
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 Na.
Na.
Pratiyeta.
Pratiyeta.
Chatmani.
Chatmani.
Tad vidyat.
Tad vidyat.
Atmano.
Atmano.
Mayam.
Mayam.
Yatha bhaso.
Yatha bhaso.
Yatha tamaha.
Yatha tamaha. Hare Krishna.
Great. Now we'll do it line by line, okay? Pritirtam yat pratiyeta.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, you can recite after me.
Okay. Oh, do I say?
Pritirtham yat pratiyeta.
Ratiritam yat pratiyeta.
Pritirtham yat pratiyeta.
Ratiritam yat pratiyeta.
Na pratiyeta chatmani.
Na pratiyeta chatmani.
Tad vidyad atmano mayam.
Tad vidyadatmano mayam.
Yatha bhaso yatha tamaha.
Yatha baso yatha tamaha.
Pritirtham yat pratiyeta.
Ratiritam yat pratiyeta.
Na pratiyeta chatmani.
Na pratiyeta chatmani.
Tad vidyad atmano mayam.
Tad vidyadatmano mayam.
Yatha bhaso yatha tamaha.
Yatha baso yatha tamaha.
Pritirtham yat pratiyeta.
Ratiritam yat pratiyeta.
Na pratiyeta chatmani.
Na pratiyeta chatmani.
Tad vidyad atmano mayam.
Tad vidyadatmano mayam.
Yatha bhaso yatha tamaha.
Yatha baso yatha tamaha.
Pritirtham yat pratiyeta.
Ratiritam yat pratiyeta.
Na pratiyeta chatmani.
Na pratiyeta chatmani.
Tad vidyad atmano mayam.
Tad vidyadatmano mayam.
Yatha bhaso yatha tamaha.
Yatha baso yatha tamaha.
Very nice, Anjaneya. You recited very beautifully. Would anybody like to recite this verse, please? Anybody is inspired to recite this?
I will try, Mataji.
Yeah, please go ahead, bro.
Rite artham yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmane tad vidyat atmano mayam yata bhasho yato yata tama. Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Prabhu. Thank you. Any words stand out to you, dear devotees, here? This verse is basically a definition of Maya. That's how they call it. So this verse is defining what actually Maya is. So Rithertham yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani. So everything, we see around na pratiyeta chatmani. If it is not in relation to cha, atman is referring to the Lord. If it's not in, relation, Rithertham, it is not, doing anything with the Lord. Tad vidyad atmano maya. So the Lord is saying that is actually Maya. When we don't relate anything to Krishna, so that actually is Maya, his, the material potency. Yatha bhaso yatha tamaha. So just like how bhaso is referring to the light, yatha tamaha, ignorance, like that. So we can go. So anything which is not in relation to Krishna is basically Maya. That's what he's trying to say here. Let's try to go into Prabhupada's definition and synonyms. Any volunteers who would like to read the translation and the synonyms, please?
I will read, Mataji. No one is there.
Sure.
Yeah. Rite without, artham value, yet that which, pratiyeta appears to be, na not, pratiyeta appears to be, cha and Atmani in relation to me, that Vidya, you must know, Atmana, my Mayam, illusory energy, Yatha, just as Abhasha, the reflection, Yatha, as Tama, the darkness. Translation.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was
Yes.
thinking this is referring to the Bhashvata, the light or illumination. Sorry about that. It's Abhasa. Abhasa is like the reflection. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Should I
Yeah,
read
please
translation
continue.
also, Mataji? Yeah, yeah. O Brahma, whatever appears to be of any value, if it is without reflection to me, has no reality. Know it as my illusory energy, that reflection which appears to be in darkness. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Yeah, we also, Prabhupada says many times, right? This material world is a perverted reflection of the spiritual world, like that. So, a very nice definition, if we don't use things in Krishna's service, but if we use things in Krishna's service, then they also get spiritualized, right? Like our life gets spiritualized. So Prabhupada showed us a way. Anybody inspired to read the the purport for this verse, or we can move on to the next verse?
No, Mataji, we should read Mataji because these four slokas are very, very important because whole Bhagavatam is from these four slokas only. Na, Mataji, that's what they say, na? Chatur Shloki
Yeah, the
Bhagavatam.
essence of the Bhagavatam is here.
Yeah. So how much we deep dive, that much is better, Mataji. And
Mhm.
also I want to know, Mataji, like because since these are important slokas, what is the meter we should use?
This is
Even
same
though-
like Anushtup Chandaha only, like the same like how we do Bhagavad Gita.
Okay. Because these four slokas we should buy at it, na, Mataji. We should know
Yeah.
at any given time. But I
Yes,
tried, I failed, Mataji. Like some of the Bhagavad Gita sloka we can remember easily, but these slokas
Mhm.
not so means easy to remember. So I need we need some tips from you, Mataji, how to recite
Yeah,
nicely.
I mean, the best tip or best way to learn is by listening to Prabhupada classes, Prabhu. Like,
Yeah.
that's how I've heard people learn, and I've also learned a few. I don't know many. I tend to forget also which I've learned. But the best way is to listen to Prabhupada classes, the way he explains, and he, does word by word also when he's doing a class. It just sticks to your mind. If you just listen 2 or 3 times to Prabhupada's class, that's like the best way to listen to one Prabhupada's class on this verse. Like, I remember earlier I used to point you to Prabhupada's classes where he is actually explaining the verse. So that is the best way, probably, if you ask me. Listen to Prabhupada's class. It has that potency to, that we can remember the verse and the meaning and how to apply it also. It's like very
Yes,
high
Mataji.
potency.
Maybe after the four slokas are over, maybe you can all the four slokas at one go. You can recite and put it in the group, Mataji. That may also
Yeah,
help
I'll
us.
do that, Prabhu. Sorry, I've not
Yes.
been recording. I've been so lax, not a good.
Thank you, Mataji.
I'll do that. Let's try to see the purport now. It's a pretty long one. I don't know if we should be reading some excerpts from here, or what do you suggest?
We'll read, Mataji. No hurry.
Okay, yeah, we can take turns, right? I mean, if
Yeah,
everybody's up
some
to it.
devotees can volunteer to each one paragraph. Yeah.
Yeah. If anybody would like to start, please do go ahead.
I'll start, Mataji. Maybe others can also. I think Ananya has raised, so you can go ahead, Ananya.
Yeah, Anjaneya.
Anjanya, sorry.
In the previous verse, it has already been concluded that in any stage of the cosmic manifestation, its appearance, its sustenance, its growth, its interactions of different energies, its deterioration, its disappearance, and it has its basic relation with the existence of the personality of Godhead. And as such, whenever there is forgetfulness of this prime relation with the Lord, and whenever things are accepted as real without being related to the Lord, that conception is called a product of the illusory energy of the Lord. But nothing can exist without the Lord. It should be known that that the illusory energy is also an energy of the Lord. The right conclusion of the dovetailing everything in relationship with the Lord is called Yoga Maya, or the energy of union, and the wrong conception of detaching a thing from its relationship with the Lord is called the Lord's Devi Maya or Mahamaya. Both the Mayas also have connections with the Lord because nothing can exist without being related to Him. As such, the wrong conception of detaching relationships from the Lord is not false but illusory. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So nice points, right? Prabhupada has given. So all has its basic relation with the existence of the personality of Godhead. So that's the Sambandha in the previous verse we saw. And as such, whenever there is forgetfulness, yes, Anjane, you want to share something?
I had a question.
Mm-hmm.
So would Devi Maya and Mahamaya be basically the same thing?
Yeah, that's what Prabhupada is saying.
Okay. Thank you.
There's a verse also, right? In Bhagavad Gita, you may recall, Devi Esha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya Mameva Ye Prapadente Maya Metam Tarantite. So, yeah, basically, like Devi Maya is referring, like this is actually, this is also one of the energies of the Lord, like the external energy of the Lord. But for that matter, the illusory, like this is where he is giving the this one. Whenever things are accepted as real without being related to the Lord, that conception is called a product of the illusory energy of the Lord. So in simple terms, for example, if we consider only on a material platform, this is my house, this is my family, all those kind of things are actually in one sense a manifestation of the illusory potency of the Lord, right? Like sometimes we are so motivated, I want to make a lot of money, it's all about me, and there is no Krishna there in that picture. So when we separate and we have separate aspirations or separate desires from the Lord, then we are said to be in illusion. That's what Srila Prabhupada is trying to explain here. So anything which is not related to the Lord is that means his illusory energy is acting there. So that's what he's saying. Yeah. Anybody inspired to read the second paragraph, or I can read it too? No problem. Okay, let me go. Okay, Anjana, raise your hand again. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Misconceiving one thing from another thing is called illusion. For example, accepting a rope as a snake is illusion, but the rope is not fake. The rope as it exists in the front of the illusion person is not at all fake, but the acceptance is illusory. Therefore, the wrong conception of accepting this material manifestation as being divorced from the energy of the Lord is illusion, but it is not false. And this illusory conception is called the reflection of the reality in the darkness of ignorance. Anything that appears as apparently not being produced out of my energy is called Maya. The conception that the living entity is formless, or that the Supreme Lord is formless, is also an illusion. In the Bhagavad Gita 2.12, it was said by the Lord in the midst of the battlefield that the warrior standing in front of Arjuna himself and even the Lord had all existed before. They were existing on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and they would all continue to be individual personalities in the future also, even after the annihilation of the present body, and even after being liberated from the bondage of material existence. In all circumstances, the Lord and the living entities are individual personalities. In the personal features of both the Lord and living beings are never abolished. Only the influence of the illusory energy, the reflection of light in the darkness, can be the mercy of the Lord be removed. In the material world, the light of the sun is also not independent, nor is that of the moon. The real source of light is the Brahma Jyoti, which diffuses light from the transcendental body of the Lord, and the same light is reflected in varieties of light. The light of the sun, the light of the moon, the light of fire, or the light of electricity. So the identity of the self as being unconnected with the supreme self, the Lord, is also illusion, and the false claim, I am the supreme, is the last illusory snare of the same Maya, or the external energy of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, Prabhupada is further explaining, though this world, material world, is illusory, but it is not false. So it is real, like it's temporary in nature. Dukhalayam ashashvatam. So it's temporary in nature. It comes into existence, then it is annihilated. Again, comes into existence, is annihilated, like that. So though it is temporary in nature, it is real. It is not false. Just like how the rope exists, and a person may mistake it for a snake, but definitely there are two things. There is a snake and there's also a rope. It doesn't mean that the rope does not exist. So similarly, the material world exists, and but it is temporary in nature. That's what Srila Prabhupada is trying to explain here. I'm just seeing if we need to go through the rest of the purport. Yeah, there are two types, of the illusory, the Pratyakshatmika and the Avaranatmika. I think, I don't know if I'm getting the names right, the Sanskrit. So those two are being described here. The illusory energy has two phases of existence, namely the covering influence and then the throwing influence. By the throwing influence, the illusory energy throws the living entities into the darkness of ignorance. Yeah, Avaranatmika is the covering one, and Pratyakshatmika is, it throws the living entities. And by the covering influence, she covers the eyes of men with a poor fund of knowledge about the existence of the Supreme Person who enlightened the Supreme Individual Living Being, Brahma. Yeah, does anybody recall this verse? Bhagavad Gita 2:12. I think it's Natvevaham Jatu Nasam, right? If I'm not wrong. And this one also, that verse. It's very in the 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. The demoniac persons who deny the existence are thrown more and more into the darkness. Yeah, this also, we should try to learn Bhagavad Gita verses. I tend to forget all the verses. Yeah. And this is like the first of the 4 Chatushloki of Bhagavad Gita, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu. So Prabhupada is discussing that. Let's see what he's saying here. Okay. Although the refractory energy of the Lord displays various illusions to the eyes of persons with the poor fund of knowledge, the sane person knows clearly that the Lord can act even from far, far beyond our vision by his different energies, just as fire can diffuse heat and light from a distant place. In the medical science of the ancient sages known as Ayurveda, there is definite acceptance of the Lord's supremacy in the following words. Jagad Yonir Anichasya. Okay, let's just read what Prabhupada is explaining, not go into the verse. Yeah, this is important. Like though, the material energy is the Lord's energy, but we need to understand that the Lord is aloof from the material energy. He is not in direct contact. So he acts on this material energy by his different energies, like from a far, far, far beyond our vision. See how Prabhupada has given. So the Lord is not in direct touch with the material energy. He's never contaminated by the material energy. He's transcendental. So Prabhupada is trying to give a reference from Ayurveda. And let's see what else he says here. There is one Supreme Person who is the progenitor of this cosmic manifestation and whose energy acts as Prakriti or the material nature, dazzling like a reflection. By such illusory action of Prakriti, even dead matter is caused to move by the cooperation of living energy of the Lord, and the material world appears like a dramatic performance to the ignorant eyes. The ignorant person, therefore, may even be a scientist or physiologist in the drama of Prakriti, while the sane person knows Prakriti as the illusory energy of the Lord. So Prabhupada is saying here that the body, the matter by itself does not have life, right? It's like dead. But when the souls are injected, how we saw in the second canto, right? In the, I think the third, fourth chapters or one of those, that how when the material creation happened, and Brahma created all those different organs like the eyes, nose, all the the devas of the organs also came into being, and then the sense objects came into being, the senses came into being, everything was there, but then there was no life. So then the Lord actually impregnated the universe with the living entities and their swabhava. So that's when it got animated, they started moving. Until then it was like dead matter. So that's what Prabhupada is again explaining here. By such illusory action of Prakriti, even dead matter is caused to move by the cooperation of the living energy of the Lord. So, by injecting the souls and their swabhava, so all those things, they came into animation. Like he literally, like they say, right? Like, those days we had those different toys. So when you eat, they start dancing like that. So similarly, the Lord, he actually sets them into action or animation like that. So that's what is being described here. Okay, this is important. Therefore, person in the dark is afraid of snakes and scorpions, although they may not be such things. But in the light, the things in the room can be clearly seen, and the fear of snakes and the scorpions is at once removed. Therefore, one has to take shelter of the light of the Lord, as in the Bhagavad Gita or the Srimad Bhagavatam, not the reflective personalities who have no touch with the Lord. No one should hear Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam from a person who does not believe in the existence of the Lord. Such a person is already doomed, and any association with such a doomed person makes the associator also doomed. Yeah, Mayavada Bhasha says, Hoy Sarvanash, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says like that. So we need to be careful and, stick to the authentic bona fide version. So if we study or listen to the, the not bona fide versions, then we may be misled badly. And this is also the last paragraph. Anybody wants to read? Any devotees, if you're inspired to read the last paragraph?
Yeah, I will.
Anjane, is it okay if I give a chance to others and give you a chance later? Will that be okay?
Yeah, I just lowered my hand.
Anybody else also want to read? You can read.
Yeah, it's very interesting, the last paragraph.
Manjula Mataji, you want to read? Please read.
No, it's okay. You read.
Okay. According to the Padma Purana, within the material compass, there are innumerable material universes, and all of them are full of darkness. Any living being beginning from the Brahmas, there are innumerable Brahmas in innumerable universes to the insignificant ant, are all born in darkness, and they require factual light from the Lord to see him directly. Just as the sun can be seen only by the direct light of the sun, no lamp or man-made torchlight, however powerful it may be, can help one see the sun. The sun reveals itself. Therefore, the action of different energies of the Lord or the personality of Godhead himself can be realized by the light of manifested by the causeless mercy of the Lord. The impersonalists say that God cannot be seen. God can be seen by the light of God and not by man-made speculations. Here, this light is specifically mentioned as Vidyat, which is an order by the Lord to Brahma. This direct order of the Lord is a manifestation of his internal energy, and this particular energy is the means of seeing the Lord face to face. Not only Brahma, but anyone who may be graced by the Lord to see such merciful, direct internal energy can also realize the personality of Godhead without any mental speculation. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, very nice, Prabhu. This is so amazing, this one. Like Prabhupada is discussing here how, it's not possible by our own dint. Swayameva spuratyata. So it will manifest, like the Lord will reveal himself, like just as how the sun, once the sun sets, we can, show a torchlight to the sky or do anything, but we cannot see the sun. So next day when it comes and reveals itself, that's when we can see the sun. So otherwise we cannot see the sun like that. So here it's this light is specifically mentioned as Vidyat, which is an order by the Lord to Brahma, and this is it's saying that it's a manifestation of his internal energy. So this is like the chit potency of the Lord, which is the knowledge potency, which is being revealed to Brahma, so he can understand how to he when he comes face to, so before this he comes face to face with the Lord, and he sees the Lord in the and in all his glorious form, and that's when the Lord is instructing him the science, and then so Brahma is given that knowledge for the creative energy, and it said that it is directly, it's a manifestation of his internal energy. And this particular energy is the means of seeing the Lord face to face. Not only Brahma, but anyone who may be graced by the Lord can also realize the personality of Godhead. So bhakti is above matter. So we cannot use our mundane intelligence or anything like that to understand the Lord. So only when the Lord graces and, we get the mercy of the internal potency of the Lord, only then we can actually understand the Lord in his true nature like that. So Brahma is so fortunate that the Lord is giving him this vidya. Okay, we'll move on to the next verse. Any volunteers who would like to recite?
Before going to, yes, Mataji. Can I ask one question, Mataji?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Like you mentioned, Mataji, I think it is there in the Chaitanya Charitamrita also. Mayavada, Bhasha, what is that?
Sunile hoye sarvanash.
Yeah. My question is, Mataji, how come? Because they are also reading Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, and they also accept the Supreme Personality of God. The person who is interested in the Lord only he can read, na, Mataji.
Yeah, but they are, thinking that the Lord is formless. Like they deny, there's two kinds. One is the Brahmavad and the other is the Mayavad. Prabhupada says that the Brahmavad still has a chance because the Brahmavad believes in the Brahman, like, Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti Shabdi. So the three manifestations. So the Brahmavad at least believes in that Brahman manifestation, the light, like the effulgence of the Lord, and he wants to merge with the effulgence of the Lord. So Brahmavad still has some chance because at least he's believing in the impersonal feature of the Lord. But then the Mayavad, by definition, they think everything is nothing. Like they don't, like they're merging into non-existence. Neti, 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 like nothingness. They want to merge into nothingness, so to speak. And they say that when the curtain of Maya is rolled, I become God because I am an illusion. I'm not understanding that I'm God. So that is what Prabhupada is trying to denounce. So if you listen to such people, then we may think that, one fine day I'm going to become God when my curtain of Maya is removed. So they just think that it's just one, they don't have a concept of any other, like, so Advaita, right? Advaita means no, there's no two things. So they just believe one person, like we are God ourselves, and because of illusion, we are seeing things around us, and we're not able to see the real things. And but when the curtain of Maya is removed, then we'll be seeing the real things. So that's what Prabhupada is saying, is we should not be listening to those kind of philosophies. I mean, it is true. I mean, when I went, when my daughter was very young, I took her for Sanskrit class, and her teacher was teaching Sanskrit. So as long as it was the language, it was okay. But then one fine day, he started preaching philosophy, and he said, I'm God, you're God, everybody's God. And if you want, you can just see God in everything. And, you can worship a dog, a cat, a mouse. I mean, he started preaching these things. So then I quit. But they do preach such things. So Mayavad do that. So we need to be careful, we shouldn't be listening to those kind of things.
And Brahmavad, Mataji, Brahmavad, how we can identify who is Brahmavad or who is Mayavad?
They believe, like I said, they believe in the effulgence of the Lord. So like the yogis, they believe, like the Paramatma feature of the Lord, like that. And then the Brahmavads, they believe that, okay, there is an impersonal feature to the Lord, and they're attracted to the impersonal feature because they feel that the personal form is, having a body is what gives pain, and also they just want to get rid of any personal form. So they believe in the impersonal form. They feel that, if they merge into the Brahma Jyoti, then they will get rid of the body, and they can be happy and peaceful like that without any problem. So those are like, at least they believe in the Brahman feature of the Lord. So at least they have some hope.
Yes, Mataji. In the previous sloka also we have seen how this how the Lord's illusory energy is acting on us. Yeah, twofold. And most of the time we are in illusion only, even though so-called means I'm talking about me. If you go deep dive, we see that lot of illusory, most of the time in illusion. Actually, when we go deep into the Prabhupada purpose, we understand that how Lord's illusion energy is unfathomable. Means even though it is illusion energy, but like what I meant to say is like in 24 hours, like most of the time we are in illusion. Is that correct, Mataji? Or
yeah, it depends, Prabhu. Maybe you're playing humble. That's how I feel. I mean, at least as practicing devotees, yeah, when we're working on something and we may be carried away with that, but then somewhere around the corner, the thought of Krishna creeps. Like at least, on your desk you may have a picture of Krishna, or on your desk you may have like a Bhagavad Gita shloka, like a daily shloka. So at least looking at him, every now and then, we're not like totally out of touch with Krishna like that, right? Something when you eat honor prasadam, you're like, okay, let me say the prasadam prayers. And prasadam itself is the mercy of the Lord. So in some small ways, we do try to think like of the Lord, right? I mean, maybe not like, we're not like totally giving, but every now and then the Lord will come into a devotee's life, right? Even if we try to forget him, he's merciful. And somewhere, like something will remind us of the Lord. I mean, purely because of Prabhupada's books and his potential.
Like if you are not in the moment, really out of illusion, means if you are not connected with the proper sampradaya, so most of the time we are like in the illusion only. And as Lord himself says, the Lord was existing earlier also, before creation also, now also, and after annihilation also. How the Lord is clarifying everything.
Yeah, that's the verse, right? Bahuni me janmani. That verse. Bahuni me vyatitan janmani tavarjuna. That verse is there, right? When Arjuna asked that, how do I believe, when Krishna preaches that, this science was first given to the sun god and blah, blah, like that. So Arjuna, how do I believe that this was there? So that time Krishna says, right, you were not there, nobody was there, the sun was not there, but I was there. And like, that's how he convinces him. So I know you don't remember your past lives, but I remember everything. Like that, he says. So,
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for clarifying. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Let's move on to, or maybe should we do the other two verses next week? It's already a little 10 past 8. Maybe we'll reserve it for next week if everybody's
Yes,
okay.
Mataji. Yeah.
Thank you so much, dear devotees. Anybody else
Thank
has any realizations or thoughts or questions? Bharat Prabhu, Bhavna Mataji, you've been quiet today.
No, Mataji, we have no questions so far. Like we are listening.
Yeah, please share your realizations too. I'm sure you all. Vishnupriya Mataji, is she there on the call? No, she's not there. She also has great realizations. All Manjula Mataji, Ajay, and Mithilesh Prabhu, if you have anything to share, please go ahead.
Ajay Prabhu is my friend Mataji. Earlier he was in Muscat. Now he moved to Lucknow. He is based in Lucknow.
Oh,
So he's first time joined.
Jai, very nice. Hari Bol, Prabhu. Thanks for joining and giving your
Ajay Prabhu, you want to say something? Please.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
Hare
Hare
Krishna Mataji.
Krishna.
प्रभु जी अभी ये अभी इनको बाहर जाना पड़ा तो ये अभी तुरंत बाहर चले गए हैं।
चलिए आप सुन रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छी बात है माताजी, तो आते
तो
रहिए।
फिर
ये माताजी एवरी वीक रहता है माताजी, एवरी थर्सडे इंडिया टाइम लाइक ओमान टाइम 4:30 4:20, तो वीकली वंस है। Yeah, Mataji. So Bhakti Sangha group is taking since before, I think during COVID onwards. So please join Mataji. Yeah.
ठीक, ओके ओके प्रभु जी, ओके। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
Manjula Mataji is saying something network issue. Okay, Mataji. Thank
Sure.
you.
Thanks so much, dear devotees. We'll again meet with the rest other two verses next week. Thank you so much. Let's recite the Vaishnava Pranam mantra. Pancha Kalpataru Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Ananta Koti Vaishnava Thakur ki Jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Amal Puran Bhagavatam ki Jai. Thank you. We'll see you all next week. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा माता जी एंड प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna. Okay, I'll end the meeting now.